Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Russ back again with our Madden 17 Ultimate Team. Game 2 with 95 Super Bowl Russell Wilson. I told you guys I would get some more gameplay. My bad on having the first gameplay with him be so goddamn short. But I had some shit to do. I had to get that video out. I wanted to drop some gameplay for you guys, and I did not expect them to drop a Russell Wilson. And now we got another game with him to drop for you today, as this dude on his first play of his offensive drive ends up taking it 75 yards for the touchdown. That was not the start that we wanted. So he does end up scoring right away, and that is definitely not looking good for us as soon as we get into the game. So now Russell Wilson takes the field. Guys, this card, I'm having so much fun with it. If you guys remember, I was saying that Colin Kaepernick was the funnest QB as Terrell Pryor somehow drops that pass, which actually fucks up my drive. 3rd and 8, I decided to go ahead and throw it, and it was a terrible throw. I ended up throwing it right back to him. So, anyway, Colin Kaepernick was the funnest QB. Just throw it at me. Why the fuck not? Gotta hit it real quick. We do end up getting it right back. But Colin Kaepernick, I thought, was the funnest QB to use in the game. And Russell Wilson is even more fun. I did compare the stats between Kaepernick and Russell. I think the only thing that Cap beat him in was, I think it was either elusiveness or agility. And it wasn't by much. Russell Wilson was better at throwing, running, acceleration, speed, all that stuff. Russell Wilson was better. So he's basically just a souped up Kaepernick. And, of course, I would trade a Niner for a Seahawk any day. Of course, Russell Wilson being one of my favorite players is just a huge plus. So 2nd and 6, Russell Wilson looking around, trying to find somebody. Doesn't see anybody. Takes off. Does get the first down. And we do gain about, I think, 7 or 8 yards right there. 1st and 10. We do run with LeGarrette Blount. And you see LeGarrette Blount just trucking imaginary people. But does get in for a touchdown. And we do tie it up at 7. I don't know if I even addressed getting that LeGarrette Blount. That dude is a beast. Shout out to my boy Nemo. He actually milestoned it for me, so that I actually bought the one without the bruising back on it. But I do have tier 2 bruising back on that card, and he has like 98 trucking and 97 carrying. But we did pick him up. I didn't really feel like it was significant because I was using the 84 blunt for so long, and I thought it was just inevitable that I was going to get this card eventually. I was just waiting for a moment where I wanted to buy it, and this was the moment. So I did pick up LeGarrette Blount. He should be a beast paired with Russell Wilson. Run with LeGarrette Blount, trucking and all that stuff. Make my opponent commit to the run and then play action with Russell Wilson. Boom. I got receivers wide open. I got running lanes wide open. Should be a deadly combo and should hopefully win me some games. So 2nd and 13, you guys can see this dude is driving at the 23-yard line. Shucks it up and Mel Blount, after talking about LeGarrette Blount for so long, I almost confused that. But Mel Blount was not able to get the interception, or should I say get his feet down. He did get the interception, but was not able to get his feet down the end zone. And 4th and 13, this dude does end up taking his field goal. So now Russell Wilson back to work, throwing dots. Terrell Pryor does make that catch, thank God, and gets down at the 38-yard line. Russell Wilson handed it off to LeGarrette Blount. This dude was running his corners, or his whole defense just completely spread pretty much the entire game. So I tried to take advantage of it with a couple of runs up the middle. You guys may have saw that a little bit earlier. 3rd and 8, we do take off with Russell Wilson. Just a ton of room. Getting about 13 yards or so on that play. 37 yards rushing for Russell Wilson. And right there, I have no idea how that was not a touchdown. That looked easily that he got 2 feet in. But they don't give it to me. No review, no nothing. Brandon Cooks does make a nice catch right there, getting us about 9.5. LeGarrette Blount does take off and get us a nice gain to the 4-yard line. So now 30 seconds left in the first half. We do end up punching it in with LeGarrette Blount. Stick a 14-10 lead. And don't forget, we do get the ball back at half. So we are in prime shape to basically run with LeGarrette Blount in the second half and just take a ton of clock. But right here, I misplayed this. I did not expect him to run this route, even though a ton of people run it. He does not get into the end zone, luckily, but he is at the 7-yard line in prime position to score. Tries to chuck it to the back of the end zone to Randy Moss. Not a bad idea, but it is batted away. 2nd to goal, this dude looking. Pressure in his face, does dump it off. Gains about 1 yard, but that's not going to do him any justice. 10 seconds left. Rolling out again. Ends up getting sacked by Frank Clark. Rolls right into it. 4th and goal, he does take his points. And it is 14-13, so we do still have the lead. But now if we kick a field goal, score a touchdown, it's still a one-possession game. So now I'm thinking we just need to go down and score no matter what. I'm not going to go into clocking mode yet. It's all Russell Wilson, and he ends up missing a pass earlier on this drive, and then he does make a nice one to Brandon Cooks right there. 1st and 10, rolling around, looking. Nothing much, so we end up taking off with Russell Wilson, gaining the couple, making it 2nd and 7. We try to run with LeGarrette Blount. Jadeveon Clowney grabs him. And 3rd and 7, not much we can really do. Looking for something over the middle of the field. There's just nothing there. Should have just chucked it up, but instead I just throw it to OBJ. Try to high point it, see if maybe he can get a spec catch. And it does end up getting intercepted. So we do gift him the ball at the 34-yard line. And Larry Fitzgerald just wants to keep on moving, just throwing everybody off of him. Luckily, Cyprian was able to make the tackle. So now 1st and 10, Derek Carr looking, rolling out, ends up taking off, getting a couple of yards, slides smartly for a gain of 3. 2nd and 7, Derek Carr dropping back, ends up finding his halfback in the flats for a nice gain about 5 or 6. Turns into a 3rd and 2, and he does get stopped for 4th and 1, and he smartly does take his points. If he wouldn't have got that, I still would have been in good position, but he does end up taking the lead, so now we are the one fighting from behind, and we really need to score and at least get a field goal to take this lead, as I do have faith in my defense. Even though they haven't shown much this game, I feel like he's so close to throwing another user pick that if we can get back on defense, we could make a play. But 2nd and 6, we chuck it up deep. Russell Wilson does what Russell Wilson does, and Brandon Cooks helps him out with a huge touchdown pass. That was a gigantic play. Russell Wilson is just doing everything right now. He's running, he's rolling out, he's throwing dots. He's basically my offense right now. And hopefully LeGarrette Blount will become my offense later in the game if we do get in a position to clock this game out. So right there, he does end up fumbling. His lineman luckily catches it for him. But 3rd and 22, what does he do? He throws it right at me, man. Why the fuck not? Deion Buchanan comes up with the interception. And now we are in great position to clock this game out. From the 34, we can easily run all the time out. 2nd and 9, running a play action, finding our fullback, Jameis Owawale, for a nice gain to the 17-yard line. We're running clock. 2 minutes and 57 seconds left. The LeGarrette Blount taking off. Does not get many yards, if any, right there. 2nd and 8, he does end up gaining 2. And right here, we do end up gaining pretty much nothing. So 3rd and 5, over the top, Jimmy Graham. And we are inches short. So 4th and inches, what do? We decide to go for it. But he is a field goal block. I go ahead and call a timeout. I can't take him with me. I do go for it. 4th and inches, I run a dive. And he falls forward, and we do end up getting the 1st down, and that will ice this game. We can take knees, but my opponent does go ahead and decide to quit on us, and that is the game. Russell Wilson completely killed it in this game. He won us this game, and then LeGarrette Blount did what LeGarrette Blount does at the very end and just clocked that game out. Guys, I will be dropping the first Madden 17 highlight reel tomorrow, so be sure to look out for that. And as always, Dangerous Army, I fucked up on the. I was going through that whole commentary very clean, and then at the very end I fuck up. Anyway, I did hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, Dangerous Army, I'm out.
Feel me like a Hellcat.